laws for the entire state. Now, Mr. and Mrs. McKinnon, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
I know you've been waiting, but let me just say, it looks like also you're going to be followed by Peter. It looks like M-E-J-I-S. So, but
We're tag team.
you're tag team.
We are.
Tell us again.
Thank you so much for being here this evening, and I'm glad to see that you got the cushion chairs, because after 3 hours, those are getting hard, so you earned it. My name is Sue McKernan, M-C-K-E-R-N-A-N, at 58 Woodcrest Drive here in Providence. I'm only going to speak briefly and then be followed by my husband. As an educator, I wanted to start off by applauding all of our young people who got up tonight, as well as our friends and neighbors who have been working to research alternative renewable energy sources. And my husband and I actually met in a class many, many years ago in an environmental education class, and the two of us have been talking about renewable energy sources for years and years, and are very supportive of the concept. At the same time, we look at the process and we look at the thoughts that go into it, that we do things in a way that makes good sense. And I'll use as an example my daughter's 8th grade oration where she talked about nuclear energy and the fact that they were putting in plants before they had ever decided or known what to do with the spent fuel rods. We don't want to make the mistake of implementing anything without having thought it through completely. As an earlier speaker said, there are many wind turbine projects in states across the nation. And in fact, my daughter is an architect in Rhode Island, and in college she was able to participate in the installation of one in Rhode Island. It was very exciting for all of us that she was involved in such a project. So when we heard of the BNE project, we thought, hey, neat, let's find out more about it. We started to ask questions and gather information. My daughter's project, and many of the ones located at schools, are not 492 feet tall, the equivalent of a football field and a half. They also, and my daughter was doing some research for me about that as well, don't make a noise like a jet engine when they're tiny ones. We're not talking about 2 tiny little ones here. In addition, the schools, the communities that have put them up, supported them. And that's something that to me is very important. If they have voted to put them in, if the schools have said, we want this on our grounds, then you have a population, a community of learners, or a town that has said, yes, this is important to us, we want it, and we support it. My husband and I believe that what is proposed by BNE here in Prospect is a whole different story.
Rory, R-O-R-Y.
Great, thank you.
We've supported renewable energy for quite some time, wind energy in particular, even before hearing all the arguments in favor of it that it's going to stop, save the economy and bring about world peace. But I've heard very little about the site-specific, this particular project. A lot of conceptual arguments about the technology itself, and that makes sense, but I'm sure you've heard those over and over again. When I came here tonight, so I was coming in, somebody said, well, good luck. And I said, well, I hope it's not a matter of luck, I hope it's a matter of logic. When you look at the project, there's a couple of things that you have to recognize. You have to reach a fair decision. That decision has to be made on facts and obviously less emotion. But if BNE is allowed to put this where they want to put it, they win. They get to sell their electricity, they get to make their money. The rest of us in the neighborhood, we lose, in the town we lose, and I believe in the state we lose. We lose the quality of life that we moved to this town to enjoy. We lose the significant property values. And there's an incontrovertible fact in this, and that is, I can't move my house. They have yet to put these towers up. They can find a better site. People have talked about the number of houses and homes that are impacted. Look at those numbers. Those homes can't be moved. Those people probably won't be able to sell their homes for what they get. We've lived in this town for over 30 years, nearing retirement, seeing investment in the home, seeing memories and so forth. When people say, oh, well, I'm glad to have it in my backyard. Come and give me market value for my house. I want to get out before it comes in because I won't be able to do it after they're here. So, I mean, it really comes down to there's got to be better places or better ways to put these in, whether it's further setbacks or whether it's areas that impact fewer people or better yet, no people. Whether it's out in the site, in the sound and so forth, where people don't have to worry about the flying ice and things like that. You know, whether any of this is true or not, prospective home buyers will not move into a town or buy our homes in the shadow of a wind turbine. We are negatively impacted, we lose. I think if you look at this logically and say we need to look at the facts, we need to see who's impacted, who benefits. Right now it's all about the dollars. You know, if you weigh it that way, I think you can come up with regulations that say we want people to be considered. We have Wetlands Commission, we have enforcement officers who talk a lot about the environment, the impact on the environment, but what about the quality of life of the people? And I want to implore you to sort of embrace with the same kind of passion that we talk about the quality of life of wildlife, talk about the quality of life of humans, the people that are impacted by this project. Thank you.
D-O-L-L-E-T-P-A, 2 Woodbridge Drive. And basically, I moved to Prospect 6 years ago. Moved here 6 years ago. Basically, we're looking to come to a nice, quiet town. We looked at many places and ended up here. I love it here. I have a daughter actually in school here. I have 2 younger children in the elementary school. We're active in a lot of the local sports, and we're in and out of town here. Basically, I'm not going to get into all you've heard all about everyone's voice of concern about energy. I don't want to get into all that again. You guys heard that, and you have all your paperwork, and that's what it is. Basically, I'm here put in, as a face, as a resident of the town, and my concerns, and that you've heard about quality of life and all that is big. We're worried about up here, and I just hope that you consider what will happen, what could happen, or the quality of life issues for me and my family and my children with this project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.